Hey everybody, I'm Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to our next Saturday with Stacy, YouTube class number 451. Welcome! Now, our YouTube classes premiere every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, or 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Our classes are full-length, commercial-free, and technique-based. So we always hope that you find a new tip or trick or learn something you hadn't known before. Today I have got a clean out the refrigerator YouTube class. You're like, what? I don't want to do housework. Hello, I didn't come here for housework. I get it. But this is a clean out the refrigerator YouTube class. What does that mean? Well, I'll explain it to you just as soon as I get done doing Winner Chicken Dinner. Every week we pick 2 winners to receive a $25 gift card here at SMS and shop online with us at Wahoo Kachoo. Today, knowing the prices that this product is at, my guess is if you shopped well and you won $25, you could get at least $100 worth of product for your 25 bucks. What I'm looking at on the table, you could get at least $100 worth of product for $25. That's a Wahoo Kachoo. So these 2 people, oh, they rhyme. I have a Terry and a Mary. These 2 people posted a comment below. If you're watching us during the premiere, you're seeing a live chat going on over here. Please say hello. We'll say hello right back. But you have to post your comment below, and then it has to be approved. So once we approve the comment, you won't see your comment immediately after you post it. We'll have SMS guy James read through all of them, approve them, and then you go into the running to be a winner chicken dinner. And that is exactly what these 2 people did. They posted their comment below. It was something we could approve. And then our software randomly selected them. Congratulations. So our first winner is Terry. Terry Price. Hello, Terry Price. Congratulations. If you shop well, you will be able to get $100 worth of product for 25 bucks. Trust me on this. Hello, Terry. Our second winner is Mary. Mary Golden. Hello, Mary Golden. I love your name. Yay for the golden part. Congratulations to you. You also are a winner chicken dinner. You and Terry don't have to do anything to claim your prize. It's already in your online account. Just visit your scrapbookingmadesimple.com, click into your online account, and shop away. Again, if you are looking for the heavily discounted product, you will be able to get quite a bit for that $25. This was a great week to win. Of course, well, then there's Simply Defined. That's also pretty good, but okay, so I started to tell you that this is a clean out the refrigerator YouTube. What does that mean? Well, when I was growing up, we were just middle class. I mean, really, I didn't come from any kind of wealth or affluence at all. My parents were working parents and they had 4 kids. And so every now and then, once a week, we would do a clean out the refrigerator night where Mom and Dad would say, okay, everything in the refrigerator comes out. The macaroni and cheese from the other night, the lasagna from the other night, the leftover spaghetti for the other night. And we would just pull it all out and you kind of figured out what you were having for dinner. And you tried to get to the one you wanted first before your brother or sisters did, that's for sure. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to be featuring some Jane Davenport product that we've had in the past, but we're cleaning out the refrigerator. I've got a host of Jane Davenport product that is going to be online as part of the YouTube Yummy sale. I'm going to be working with her watercolors, and again, at an amazing price. The value is insane, but it's time to clean out the refrigerator. Now, my mom would always balance the clean out the refrigerator night with a really good dessert. She would either make like a lemon meringue pie or a cherry pie, or we didn't do cakes that much, cakes for our birthday, but we were more pie people. Or there'd be ice cream for dessert. So it was kind of like a balance. And so the really good dessert here today is that I have new Simply Defined Kaleidoscope layering dies for you. And I have very limited product from Hunky Dory. I've got 5 different paper packs, really super limited, but fabulous. So the Simply Defined dies, they are my Kaleidoscope dies. So there's 4 A2 dies that are gonna layer right on top of each other. And they retail for $29.99 for the entire set. That's a holy smokes artichokes price out there in the market today. Let me tell you, 4 A2 dies for $29.99. So I'll show those to you. We're gonna play with the Hunky Dory papers, but we are gonna start with the inks because, well, the inks, this is my residue from last night. This is the leftovers after I washed my hands and did the dishes. So the inks are gonna get inky, and some of you may look at this and say, oh my gosh, I need to have gloves on. Absolutely wear gloves if it makes your heart happy. I, on the other hand, like inky hands, so I don't mind getting my fingers all inky. Yesterday, however, I did have this nice white shirt on, and I'm sitting here playing and I'm like, what was I thinking wearing white? So today I wore black. That way if I get any on me, nobody's gonna know. All right, so we're gonna start with the inks, and then we'll move into the dies and the Hunky Dory paper. But I wanna get the inks and because they will take a little time to dry, although yesterday I did work on them and I did go down the rabbit hole. I was supposed to tape this yesterday night, and before I knew it, I had spent so much time playing that it was too late to start taping. Oops. I know you've done that. I know you've sat down and said, I only have 45 minutes. I only have 45 minutes. The next thing you do, you look at your watch. It's like, I was supposed to be gone, or I was supposed to be on doing something else. Happened to me last night. I went down the rabbit hole. Oh well, I had fun. So I'm going to tilt down. We're going to get started for today. I'm going to show you some samples, and then we're going to start with the Jane Davenport inks. Just know all the Jane Davenport product that I have for you is in limited quantities. They are at rock bottom prices because we got to clean out the refrigerator. And then the Hunky Dory product is extremely limited. Hunky Dory will only be available online. Did you hear that, local peeps? The Hunky Dory product will only be available online because we are so limited in it. So if you want it and you're local, go place your order, not a problem. Do an in-store pickup, easy peasy. And then this, if you do place your order and you do a pay now or a pay later and you pay before next Friday, your order will qualify for expediting. You have to pick you can only order items inside the YouTube Yummies category. Can't order anything else. So if you want your order to move along a little bit faster, you need to pick items only in the YouTube Yummies category. You have to do a pay now or a pay later and call us with that payment before the end of day next Friday. Before end of day next Friday. So got to get your order in, got to pay for it, and it can't have any other product from any other categories. And then we will manage to get this out to you so much faster. Absolutely. We're really getting good at that. And because all the product is physically here, we are able to offer that service. If you want to do a pay later and just have it shipped within the normal time frame, absolutely, you can do that. If you want to do a pay later and pick out lots of different items from lots of different categories, absolutely, you can do that. If you want to do a pay now and pick out items from different categories, absolutely, you can do that. It just won't expedite out. As long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to tilt on down. I'm going to get started for today. We're going to get inky. It is what it is. Just have fun with me and just play. It's my hands, not yours. So live vicariously through me. And we're going to clean out the refrigerator. Not literally, because who wants to do housework when you can craft? Hello. But we're going to have some fun for today. All right, I'm going to tilt down and we're going to get started. It's good to see everybody. Bye. Okay, so let's zoom on in. Zoom, 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 zoom. Down, down, down. All right, I think that's okay. Oh, it's there we go. All right, so let me show you some samples. Let me zoom on in. This is a simply defined kaleidoscope layering die. Happy birthday. Ooh. And this, I didn't finish these out. The girl samples are much better than mine, but I played with these yesterday. This is a simply defined kaleidoscope layering die. And once we start playing with the dies, if you don't know what a kaleidoscope layering die is, don't worry, I will show you. But it takes 4 dies to make that. And last but not least, look at how cute is my Winky Cake, although the girls did very elegant cakes with it as well. And the balloon background, and I've got lots of little toppers for it. Candles, crowns, all sorts of stuff. So, that gives you an idea of what we're going to be doing today. Let's get started. First things first, I have Jane Davenport watercolor inks. I'm going to tell you that these are super highly pigmented. I mean really highly pigmented. We have 8 colors. There is no yellow. I think it's because Jane doesn't like yellow or something. I don't know. There is no yellow. They retailed originally for $8 and I want to say 49 cents each. So $8.50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be 64, 5, 6, 7. About $68 is what they would retail normally for. I think we're doing all 8 of them for $14.99. They've got to go. There's nothing wrong with them. They're a great product and they are so highly pigmented. But got to clean out the refrigerator, right? So if you've never played with watercolor inks before or watercolors, this is a great opportunity. If you need a Christmas gift or a birthday gift for somebody, this is a great opportunity because if you expedite it, it'll make it in time for your gifts that you need to give. This is great. They come really nicely boxed. Isn't that nice? They come really nicely boxed. It makes a really nice presentation. And they go a super long way. Like, I've been using this bottle forever. This is like an original bottle for me. And I haven't even scratched the surface of what's in here. And you make and make and make. I mean, I've got tons of product or samples that I've done with this. So if you think you might be interested, I would go and order it quickly because we only have so many of the I Want It Alls where you get all 8. And then we have them open stock where if there's just specific colors you want, you pick out the colors that make your heart happy. And I want to say that they're $1.50 each. But the I Want It All will give you all 8 colors. So I'm going to start there today. And I'm going to work with just cardstock, 100-pound cardstock. I do have, of course I put that on top of it. I do have watercolor paper from Jane Davenport, but we have so little of it. It'll be on the YouTube Yummies, but I'm not going to work with it. So today I'm going to play with just cardstock. This is 100-pound simply defined cardstock. There's nothing special about it. It's just a really nice bright white 100-pound smooth cardstock, and that's where we're going to start. Now watercolors are simple to use, and let's take a color and a paintbrush. They're simple to use. A little goes, oh, I used the wrong lid for this one. A little goes a really long way. Oh, I put my blue lid and on my pink. Okay, that's good. A little goes a really long way. So I'm literally putting a drop. Can you see that? That is a drop right there. A little is going to go a long way. I'm going to take a little bit of water, mist a little water in there. And then depending on how bright or how dark I want it, I can either add more color or add more water. Goes on super easy. If I want it darker, I can add another drop. And now it's a brighter pink. So you can see it doesn't take a lot. And then if I wanted it lighter, I spritz in more water. So if you're on a crafty budget and you want to have colors to play with, I can just keep watering it on down, and it'll just keep lightening out my color to where one bottle is going to give you a whole range of colors. Just fill it on in. And again, this is just on 100-pound paper, so nothing really special about it. And watercolors you can go in, you can paint with. If I were to stamp, I could go in and use it to paint. It's really up to me how I want to use it. And will my paper dry? Yes, it will. It's bowing up right now. But if I take the back side and I just give a little mist, it will start to flatten on down. Look at that, it flattened on down. And then once I'm done, and this dries, can I add other colors to it? Sure I can. I think I'm gonna play with these today. Sure, I can add other colors to it. A little drop. Yeah, see, this one was supposed to go on there. And a little bit of water. And that blue is almost going to take it to a purple. So they're a really easy tool to use. And again, if you have the opportunity to have the full set, you've got lots of chances to play and blend. So that's taken that color directly in a little bit of water. You don't have to have a lot of skill, a lot of talent, and you don't have to make backgrounds with it. You could absolutely go in there and just paint things with it. Maybe a little more pink. And I'm just, look at it, I blended the two of them together. Be fearless. It's only paper. What's the worst that happens? You don't like it? So you toss it. No, don't toss it. Die cut with it. Do something with it, because once you've done something with it, you'll come back and go, that was kind of nice. So easy to use. I'm going to put this one aside, but that's not really how we're going to use it today. We're going to play with it more in a way that looks like almost the same schmoozing technique as an alcohol ink. But it's not alcohol ink, it's watercolor. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, let's start. We'll play with the pink a little bit. I'm going to put like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 drops down. So 5 little drops right there. And I'm going to spritz it with my water really good. And I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm just going to kind of move this around a little bit. Okay, see how much that spreads? Can you see how much that spread? Just a little bit further. All over the place. Then I can take my paper and I can almost go in like I'm alcohol inking. But can you see it spreading even more? So it's just kind of giving an all over coverage. And maybe I stop there. And oh, that's a lot. So a little, like I said, a little goes a long way, but remember that's a whole lot of water going on there. I'm going to pick some of that up and I'm going to put maybe some of my green down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough because those are big drops. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to mist it with some water and kind of spread it around. And then I can go in and kind of pick up. And it's going to start kind of forming and moving. If I want to add a little more water, add more water. Pick it up. If I want to put a little pink back into it, a little bit of pink down. Oh, grab the alcohol. No, no, no. I'm going to wait for that. How did I know I grabbed alcohol? Because I saw it change the color. Let's put that alcohol over there. Let's grab a little bit of pink. And a little bit of water. And then I can come back in and maybe pick a little of that up. Ooh, not the alcohol. Water, water, water. And I'm just making backgrounds. That one looks okay to me. I kind of like that. Now, can I take water and go water directly on top? Sure I can. Let me back it up just a little bit. So I could either add more water, and you can see with the water, it just keeps growing. Every time I add water, it's like I've got more ink, and that's because the water doesn't evaporate. Can I blend the two? Let's add a little bit of blue. Ooh, let's add a little bit of blue, maybe. Ooh, ooh. When I say a little, I meant a whole lot. Ooh, look at that. Okay, like that. And you just let it run. And do its thing. Can you add ink directly over the top of it? Sure. A little bit of spritz. And a little bit of ink. And watch it move. A little bit of spritz. And watch it move. You have options with this. And the colors are incredibly vibrant. They're beautiful. The colors are truly beautiful. So I'm going to let this one sit for a minute. And just kind of let it be. Can you take a dryer and dry it? Sure, I could take, let me wipe some of this up. You're like, no, do something with it. No, I only have so much white paper in front of me. Now you can see why I was worried for my white shirt yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to let this one kind of be for a little bit, but I could take my heat tool and let it dry. And that does kind of have an alcohol ink look to it, doesn't it? But there's another way of doing this as well. Can you see how this doesn't, with regular water, it doesn't go all the way through the back of my paper? I mean, you saw how much ink and how much water I put on here, and yet it doesn't go all the way through. You can get a slightly different look if you actually use alcohol. Now I'm using hand sanitizer today, and that's, I think this is 70 proof. Is that what it is? 70%? 75%? Isopropyl alcohol. So I'm using Marabou hand sanitizer today. And you can use any kind of, you want at least 70, 75% or better. The more alcohol it has in it, first off, the quicker it's also going to dry, but play with what you've got. And we're going to do this using some alcohol as opposed to water, even though these are watercolor inks. So if I put a few drops down, this time I'm going to grab my alcohol and I'm going to spray it. And the first thing you're going to see is that the ink changed colors dramatically. Let me zoom on in. And let me do that again, just so you can see how the ink changes color. So I'm going to wipe this up. And I'm going to put some down again. And I'm going to spray some alcohol on it, and that ink is going to change. The alcohol is changing the chemical composition of the ink. And then I'm going to kind of spread it around like I did before. Now the difference between this and the water is that this is going to absorb and evaporate very, very quickly. Let's take my paper, and unlike the water, this isn't going to keep expanding out. If I keep adding alcohol to it, it isn't going to keep growing like it did with the water. So this, you literally can pick all of it up. If there's nothing left here, I picked all of it up. Now I could add a few more if I wanted a few more drops. Add some more alcohol. Kind of go zhuzh, zhuzh, zhuzh. And then just kind of pick it up. Now I'm going to leave it like that because I'm going to come back with another color. And let's pull out here and let's do this one. That was an awful lot, but that's okay. Good amount of alcohol. And let's go in. And kind of pick some of it up. So I'm just making a background. I think the difference between the alcohol and the watercolor on regular paper, if you use alcohol, it tends to keep the colors separate from each other, as opposed to, they'll blend in a little bit, but it also keeps highs and lows and a little bit of a separation between the colors. Some blue maybe? Well, I put pink down. I'll just do that little bit of pink right there because I've got it. Okay, and then maybe some blue. And some alcohol. So unlike the water that I had oodles of color left over, because the alcohol dries, oh, that's pretty, and evaporates. And I think I'm going to throw some pink in there because I've got so much blue down. And I'm just going to zhuzh and add that in. And it's just kind of making a background. Now the cool thing about the alcohol is that when you put it on, after you've done this, if I want to go straight to my paper, can I? Sure I can. But remember when I did the water, it kind of went like psh. The alcohol kind of sits on top. Kind of sits on top until you give it a little bit of a spray. And then all of a sudden it can start to run and play. And you can move it and lighten it. I'm just using hand sanitizer. So it can run and it can play. And you can add some here and spray it here and just kind of let it run and play. And I could add some blue. Did you see how that just kind of ran? It almost acts like it's got a resist on top of it because there's so much alcohol. But the minute you add alcohol back on top of that blue, it's going to soften it out, change that composition of the ink, and let you run and play with it. This is a little harder to do if you're just using water. But that alcohol changes everything. And because it's alcohol, it's not tearing my paper to pieces. And I'm just moving it with my sprayer. Boy, this is a key thing. If you don't have a turbo sprayer, you really do need one. They're from Couture Creations, and it's the best sprayer I have ever used. Now it's up to you. How much more do you want to do? See how it kind of sits right up on top of there? It doesn't really do anything. It runs, but not pretty until you add a little more alcohol. And then you just kind of let it be. So you can see how I went down a rabbit hole yesterday because I could do this all day long. And I can just move it around and soften it out until I'm happy. But the difference with the alcohol and the water is also the backside. Oh. Now it comes into which do you like more? You're not going to get that if you use regular water. You're not going to get this crazy looking backside, which now you've got this, or you've got this. What makes your heart happy? By using alcohol, okay, I'm going to put this one to the side. By using alcohol, it gives you an opportunity to have both. And that is where my fingers are getting inky. It's from the back side of the paper. So let's do that again. Let me wipe everything off. Now, can you dry that with a heat tool? Absolutely you can. I'm going to kind of let it sit over there and do its thing. And there's no right and there's no wrong. It's up to you which you like better. whether you like to play with just water or whether you are more into that alcohol look. So a few drops. Some alcohol. So unlike water, this isn't going to keep growing. Once I get this on here, it picked up the whole thing, and I just start with little dots and I can come back in and let's put some of this down. And my alcohol. And kind of give it a smear. And pick it up. And I'm just creating backgrounds, which then you can die cut. You can layer, you can matte. And let's introduce a little bit of that pink again. Ooh. These little drops are so highly concentrated. And now it's up to me. Is that too much? Do I kind of want to soften it down? Do I want to drop some more drops? Do I want to do it this way? Do I want to put some more down here? The colors stay separate. So if I add some pink in here, and I add a little bit of green in here, and I've got some blue in here, when I pick them up, you can see the individual colors staying separate. That's not going to happen when you use water. Water is going to blend them all together, and I want to keep my colors kind of separate from each other. That's what the alcohol does. And then it's up to me what more I want to do with it. And remember, then I've got a backside to play with. Do I like the backside better than the front side? I don't know. Maybe. But it's nice to have options. I don't know, a little more, I don't know, a little more pink. Ooh. See how it's beading up on there? All I have to do, take a little bit of alcohol, and it starts to soften it out. And my paper is staying paper. So this makes my heart happy because you can just sit here and blend and play. You're not going to get the same effect with water. It's a little more difficult. I'll let it run right off. All right, so I'm going to set this off to the side, but I've got this back side here as well. I don't know which one I like better. But I don't have to, well, I will have to choose. So let's see. So here's the one I did earlier. beautiful. And yes, you're going to get inky. Do you have to get inky? Well, no, you can absolutely wear gloves. I am going to pick this up just because I can. Just do a little something with this one. The alcohol is always going to evaporate, and you won't have much to wipe up when you're done. And yes, you can blend the colors, but they're going to kind of keep themselves separate so that I'm making a purple without question, but I'm also keeping pink, pink, and blue, blue. And that won't necessarily happen when you just use water, because water is blending them together. Alcohol is changing the chemical composition of the ink. That was water, Stacy. Don't want water. Well, maybe that one's going to be about done. Rainbow. Shoot, 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 shoot. And a little bit of pink. Doot, doot, doot. Alcohol. Doot, 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 doot. Oh, can you see how the colors staying kind of separate? So you got some pink. Even though they're working together, when I go to pick it up, you can see the difference in the colors. So a little hand sanitizer or inexpensive alcohol from your dollar store is going to go a long way. Oh, love that. See how blue that is? That's beautiful. Love that. Love that the color stays kind of separate. Oh, love that. And as I'm doing this, oh, this is beautiful. Okay. As I'm doing this one, I'm also doing this one. I'm going to let this set. So you have, and look at the vibrancy of the colors. They are, now that's on paper because it didn't go all the way through. They are absolutely amazing. All right, let's move on. So there's a couple different ways to play with these watercolors. If you just want to use water, you can paint with them. You can make your backgrounds with them. They're going to be a little softer. They're not going to give you the backing. It's not going to go all the way through. Alcohol is going to do that, just like your alcohol markers. The water is going to blend a little bit more. Your colors are going to blend a little bit more, whereas your alcohol is going to keep your colors a little more separate. And up to you, whether you like the front side, the back side. After a while, you might not know what side is what side, but they all look amazing. And if you've never had the opportunity, or you're limited in budget, because you can do so much with these, you can paint with them, you can make backgrounds with them, you can, the watercolors are just so easy to use, and because you get so much in there, if you're on a limited budget, this gives you the opportunity to have lots of color. Because remember, let's go back to water. Remember, I can start with, let's go back to water. I can start with a very intense color. very intense blue, but then I can tone it down based off of how much water I add. So one blue is going to give you a whole bunch of different shades because of the saturation. And the saturation is all dependent on how much water you add to the ink. So you've got more than one color out of one bottle and more than one way to use it. All right, so I'm going to set those off to the side, and let's see if I can find this lid goes here. And this lid goes here. And this lid goes there. There. Today I put the right lids on. Yay for me. Now my hands would not be so inky had I not had the alcohol. The ink is coming from the back side as it's bleeding through my paper. And I'm fine with that. And I know some of you are like, ah! That's okay. Just wear gloves. Just wear gloves. All right, let's move along. I'm going to bring over the dies, and we're going to start die cutting. And I want to talk to you about the Kaleidoscope dies for those of you who have never seen them before. Let me back on up now. So these are Kaleidoscope layering dies. They're by Simply Defined. That's my brand here. I do Kaleidoscopes 4 times a year, and each set comes with 4 A2 dies. It comes with 3 dies that layer and a background die. Now the background die can be used for anything. It doesn't have to be used with these, and there are elements of these that don't have to be used with each other. The idea is that you can take one or more and make what it is that make the design that you're looking for. So this one, it says happy birthday. This whole set is a celebrations set. Let me grab the 4 dies. And where there's extra room, I've given you extra goodies. So this one, you got extra balloons. You got the word happy birthday and then to you. So here's the die, all layered out. Here are the 4 individual pieces. And then you've got a few little extra goodies where we had room. All right, let me put this one over there. Now I think with this one, maybe I'm just gonna layer this one with, I'm gonna do this one with paper and with the mirror card from Hunky Dory. So these colors here from Jane Davenport. Oh, my bottle's toppled over. These all worked so well. They're so pretty. All the different, they're just so pretty. They worked so well with the paper that I had brought in from Hunky Dory. And today we're going to be playing with the mirror cardstock, and it is the Iridescent Rainbow Set. Okay. Ooh. Even Mr. SMS said, that's cool paper. So there's three different styles in here. Hard to not get it. 3 different styles in here. So we've got this one that's kind of got this oil slick look to it in these beautiful colors. The colors are gorgeous. They're pinks and purples and blues. You've got this kind of Aurora Borealis looking one here. Again, kind of hard because it's a mirror paper to get it on camera, but it's beautiful. And then the last one you have is kind of a celebrations. Kind of a celebrations look all in mirror cardstock. So this is from Hunky Dory, and Hunky Dory can be a little hard to get, so we've got limited quantities of this. And when I saw that, I thought instantly of the Jane Davenport because the colors are just perfect with it. But then I also thought from Sizzix, their mystical cardstock, not their mystical opulent. The colors in the mystical cardstock, everything just went well together. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. So I'm gonna put those over there, and I think we will take and do maybe a background out of, maybe I'll do this one out of the background. Okay. So I'm going to cut this down, and I'm going to cut my background piece. So this is the birthday background die. It's one of the 4 that comes in the set. It can be used all on its own. You'll see the samples of the girls. They've done it all on its own. I would not throw this piece away. No, no, no. We would save it and keep it. I'm going to bring my die cutting machine over. I'm going to use my Sizzix Big Shot today. And my dies tend to be very intricate. Lots of nooks and crannies, lots of little fallouts that you have to contend with. My dies tend to be very, very intricate. So for a Sizzix machine, even if it's a switch machine, you're going to need the precision base plate. This is a precision base plate. It's sold by Sizzix. This is the chrome version, and it allows you to do intricate dies and have all the little bits and pieces fall out. Now, I need to talk to you for just a moment, so I'm just going to tilt up just for a second. I'm tilting back so you don't see so much Stacy. Hello. Okay, there we go. All right, so Sizzix has had a price increase on their precision base plate. It happens. It just is what it is, like everything else right now. Prices are going up, not because manufacturers want to charge more, but if they're being charged more to manufacture what they want to bring to you, well, it passes along. So far, Simply Defined, we've been able to hold our prices pretty good. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep my dies at the price they're at, but for as long as I can, I will. Now, the precision base plate retails for $29.99, but not anymore. It retails for $44.99. I think it's $44.99. Yikes. And did I just get blue all over my face? And it is a tool that if you're going to do intricate dies with, you need it. It's not a want, it's a need. You have to have it if you're going to do any kind of intricate dies. And lots of manufacturers out there are doing intricate dies, including me. Mine are always intricate. So we have some of these left in stock, and we've raised the price to $44.99, but we've put them on sale for $29.99, the original price that they were. I can offer those to you until they're sold out. And then when I have to go buy them again, I have to keep that. It's going to cost me more, so I have to raise the price to the $44.99. But if you don't have a precision base plate yet, you may want to get your hands on one sooner than later. Because, well, there's a difference between $29.99 and $44.99. So just know we'll have them on our site. Regular retail price will show $44.99, sell price $29.99, and we'll keep them at that price until we sell out. And once they're gone, and we'll have to bring it up to just the regular retail. Okay? So fair warning, there was a price increase. Get your precision base plates now. When you have it, you don't need to get it again. Unless you want it again, but they last forever and ever and ever. So if you have one and you're worried and you want to get another, you can, but just know that I've been using the same precision base plate for years now and we're doing just fine. But if you don't have one and you've always wanted one, get it now. Don't buy something else. Don't go to Starbucks for a week, whatever you need to do, because $44.99 is a whole lot more money. Okay, so I've given you my price increase, and we're going to hold our price until I sell out of the inventory we have. Because that's the right thing to do. Don't you hate companies that they bought the is that what the oil companies do? They buy the inventory at this price, but then the price goes up. So instead of selling it to you at the right price when they bought it in, they just raise the price and make the extra margin. We don't do that here. Maybe we should. That's what everybody... No. If I bought it for this price and I can sell it to you for that price, that's what we're going to do. Even if there was a price increase, we're going to hold the price until I have to pay the new price. And people will see that in the store. So in the store, if there's a price increase, the new product that comes in, we price at the higher price point. The older product stays at the lower price point, and we put the new stuff in the back of the pegs and the older in the front at the lower price point. It's the same exact item, but it's whoever gets those lower prices first, they get them. We don't go back through and raise everything up. No. Okay, so I'm going to tilt down and we're going to get die cutting. Are you ready? So, precision base plate, absolutely required with a simply defined die. No question about it. You need it. I'm going to take I've got my base plate. I've got my solo shim. I've got my precision base plate that is going to act as my bottom cut plate. I've got my paper, which is my beautiful foily, ooh, is so pretty, from Hunky Dory. I've got my die on top, my ridges facing down. I'm going to turn it at a slight angle so that I don't get ka-thumps when my straight edge hits the roller. If it's straight on, you're going to get a ka-thump because it's parallel to each other. So if you don't want that loud noise, you just kind of rotate it, and I'm going to send it on through. Now this is a pretty intricate die. So I'm going to roll it in. And I'm going to rotate. Some of you might not need to rotate. It just depends upon how old your machine is. For me, it's just easier to do a rotate, and that way I am sure. I'm going to send it on back. And then I'm going to take a look at the back of my die. So I'm just going to take a look at the back and see, does it look like it's cut through? If everything looks good, I'm going to pull it. I tried to line this up so that I got a pretty good frame so I could keep that. I have a bigger one. See, then I can use that. Oh, see, look at there. I got a little tricky there, even for myself. All right, let's pull the die. And it's got happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday all across it. Except for we need to get all those little happies and birthdays. Mr. SMS looked at this die and said, huh. That's all he said. Huh. I didn't ask what that meant. I said, okay. Huh. And because you use the precision base plate, everything just kind of falls on out. I don't know that I got all of them, but I'm pretty close. All right, let's gather up my confetti. And there we go. Now let's take a piece of paper. just so you can see. So now I've got happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. All backed in. Can you see why that mystical paper looks so good with the hunky-dory paper? Almost like they were meant for each other. So I've die cut my background, but I've got 3 other dies to work with to make the entire design. And maybe I will use a piece of black paper to cut the next one. So I'm going to put these over. So these 3 dies now act as layering dies. This one is the background for, or is the word happy birthday. This one is the word happy birthday. That's a little bit thinner. And then this one is the word happy birthday, even thinner, so that when you layer them on top of each other, you get a complete look. With Kaleidoscope dies, you have the opportunity to just use, you can just use this die all by itself and just have happy birthday. You can put this die with this die and have happy birthday. You can put this die and this die and this die to make your design. You have lots of options on the layering and how you want it to look. And with the samples that the girls made, you will see that they've done it many different ways. Some of them just used the one die. So I'm going to cut, I think I'll cut the big one in black. And that way you'll be able to see them before we layer them. The double-sided tape is sticky, sticky, sticky. All right, so let's cut the background, the main happy birthday layering piece out. We'll cut all 3 of them so then you can see how they layer together and how you can mix and match. That way I have all 4 pieces from this set cut out. This is gonna go through easy peasy. It's just 80-pound cardstock that I'm playing on. It's still intricate, so I'm still gonna use my precision base plate, but I probably don't have to go back. So here's the shadow to my happy birthday. Gosh, and I did this one really good too. I just cut. Now I got another frame. So here's my background, or my shadow to my happy birthday. Let's do the next piece, and let's do that in a colored cardstock. So that's gonna be this die because it's not quite as detailed as this one. Look at how fine is that. So let's do the next one, and let's do a color. What color do we want? Maybe oh, I've got bright pink. I've got some of that. Okay, let's do that. And we'll trim it on down. This is a little bit more intricate than the last die I just did, so I will probably roll it back, rotate, and then roll it in, rotate, and then bring it back. Oh, moved it. Roll it on through. Oh, pop back into place. And just do a little rotate and send it back through. Just to be on the safe side, because this has got some curly cues. And I want to be sure it cut. Let's pull it out. Those little curly cues out of there. All my little fallout pieces. And now I've got a shadow and a happy birthday. So now I've got a shadow and a happy birthday that I could put on top of here and back it here. But I still have one more piece to cut. Or I could take and put that one right on top. Options aplenty, but I still have one more die to cut. Because each set comes with 4 dies, and the last die is always the most intricate. Always, always, always. And I think I will just take this one again, and I'm going to cut my top piece out of the same paper we did for the happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. So we love the hunky-dory papers, whether it be the adorable scorables or the mirror paper. And like I said, I have about 5 collections right now. Some of them we have less than 20 packs in, some of them we have more. Okay, so same thing. I've got my base plate. I've got my solo shim. I've got my precision base plate that I need because this is incredibly intricate. I probably went as fine with lines as you can go. I don't think that they'll manufacture them any finer than what I've done. I think they probably were saying, should we tell her no? But they didn't. But when you see how fine these lines are, I think you'll get it. It's all about the detail. Roll it through. And then I'm going to rotate and roll it back. When this card is done, somebody's going to think you went and spent 10 bucks for it. And then you're going to say, no, I made that for you. Look at all the pieces that fall away. all those big pieces that fall away. And what am I left with? A very, very detailed happy birthday. Some of the finest line work that we have ever done. But it needed to be elegant. It needed to be fine. I didn't want it to be clunky. So we push the envelope sometimes. But somebody's got to push the envelope, right? You don't know how far you can go until you try, until you go too far. And then you go, oh, nope, got to take a step back. I'm willing to take a step back to see how far we can go. I'm just going to put that on just a piece of black paper, just so you can see how fine that line work is. Happy birthday. Oh, it's so pretty. So then you go back to your options. You can put your happy birthday on top of your pink and put that on top of your black and not use the background die at all. You can use the background die and have the whole thing. You can just use the two on the background die. You can just use two on plain. The whole idea is that it's all about options. What makes your heart happy? And then to put these together, you will need sticky dots. There's just no two ways about it. So we carry sticky dots. Do I have a set down here? So they're micro dots, sheets and sheets. There's 10 sheets of micro dots in here. They run $10.99. They're 8.5 by 11 in size. 10 full sheets. There's hundreds of thousands of micro dots in one of these sheets. How do you use them? It's super easy. First off, one side has all the micro dots and one side is a liner. So there's nothing sticky here, but there's something sticky there. You open it up and I'm just gonna start to build. So I'm gonna start with my finest die, the one that has the finest lines, and I'm gonna set it down. To try to use glue to do this, oh, oh no, I don't think so. I'm gonna close it up. I'm gonna give a good press. Now, anywhere you can see the die coming through the paper, the sticky dots are going to adhere to it. Anywhere there's open space where the die and the paper is not, those sticky dots are going to stay there so that you can use them again later. Peel it up. All these little curly cues have got to come up. and it's ready to be stuck down. So I'm going to bring over my hot pink and I'm going to line it up. Now the good thing about sticky dots is that you've got time. You're going to line it up and then you've got opportunity to move the paper around to get it all lined up perfectly. I'm going to line my, oh, I'm off on my corners over there. Pull it up. Let's line my corners up a little bit better, shall we? So if you were trying to do this with glue, oh, first off, you'd have it absolutely all over you. And then trying to line everything up to lay it on down. So once you get going and you put your first few pieces, kind of line up your, it then just kind of starts to fit into place. And all I have to do is press down. If I need to move it over a little, I move it over a little. And press down. Pull my happy up a little bit. And get that into place. And press down. Get my Y into place. And it just kind of falls into place. Ooh. And now I've got my happy birthday. Ooh. But we're not done. That was the hardest part. Let me tell you, that part makes me go, oh, because I know I'm doing it on camera and I don't edit, so it's not like I can go back and just make it all look better and easy peasy. It takes a minute to get it on there, but boy, if you were gonna do that with glue, no thank you. Now I'm gonna take these two pieces, put them on down, and wash, rinse, and repeat. Now I'm adding the sticky dots on the back of that hot pink paper. And this is going to be easier to pull up because it's not so finicky. See, look at how easy that one was. And I'm going to bring over my black. And I'm going to line it up. Ideally corner to corner. Okay. So where's that purple piece? Ha! So now I've got the black shadow, the pink shadow, all behind my beautiful, almost foiled looking, because it's a mirror paper, happy birthday. Now, wash, rinse, and repeat. And put my sticky dots on the back of this one. And this one will be easier to pull up because, again, every time I add a layer, it's a little less detailed. And it's a little more firm, a little stronger. It's more stable. Now I put this one right on top of my happy birthday. Okay, and then I can take my Stacy tape, turn this one right over. I don't have to use sticky dots for this because I'm going to put the, first off, it's not overly intricate. It's a whole background piece, so I can just put some Stacy tape behind. And some Stacy tape behind. And what you'll see here is that I didn't get out every last H or every last P. I didn't get them all out. I didn't take the time to push them all out, but I don't think you're going to notice that. Peel off my Stacy tape. And push that back onto itself. And Stacy tape. So my tape is a little bit longer than it needs to be. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to fold it right back on itself because it's double-sided tape. And Stacy tape, you're able to tear it. You don't have to cut it, yet it holds glitter and beads and metal and plastic and paper and just a whole host of things. It'll hem your pants if you need to. Husbands or spouses tend to take your Stacy tape for their work tool bench. I have lots of spouses who like it. So wives and significant others buy it for their spouse, not because they're crafty, but they like it in their tool kit. And ta-da. So easy. Let's see, this is the one I showed you earlier. So simple. So effective. Pretty. And all A2 sized. Okay, let's move on. So the next die I'm going to play with is, I think I'll take these off. Next die I'm going to play with is the cupcake die. So again, 4 dies, a background die. They did such wonderful things with this background die the SMS girls did. Oh my gosh, wonderful. You've got the die that acts as the shadow to the cupcakes. You have the layer that adds definition, and then the most detailed layers. I've also given you oodles, so you've got candles that can be layered on top of each other. You've got the little flames for the candles. You've got, these are the little starbursts that will fit in here, so like the candles are glowing. We tried to give you just about everything. So you've got tons in here. You've got You're Invited. You've got a banner that says Happy Birthday. You've got the little cherry on top. So It's Time to Shine is a sentiment that's in there. So tons of things in here. And so this one I'm going to start here. I'm going to start with the shadow for the cupcakes is where I think I'm going to go. Let me just pull them all off. So anywhere there was extra space in the die, because I pay for the metal, any place I can fit little extra doodads in, we do. Because I've paid for it already. If I'm going to pay for the metal, I want it all. All right, so I think I'm going to start with the shadow. And maybe I come over here and grab all right, so I might use this piece here that we did earlier, just playing around. Now it doesn't go all the way to the top, but I'm not going to care about that. All I really care is that I get this piece out. So I don't care that that it's not big enough. I'm gonna cut it anyway, and I'm gonna be okay with that. Yeah. Sure, why not? What's the worst that can happen? It's only paper. Let's bring my Big Shot over. Now this is not an intricate die, and I do not need my precision base plate for it. This die is an open frame die, which means that, well, it's pretty open. Can't do that with this die. Nope, it's pretty closed, it's pretty intricate. So for this one, all I really need is my base plate, my solo shim, a cut plate, which was where my precision base plate is, my paper, and my die. And I'm just gonna kind of line it up, not caring that it's not gonna cover the entire thing. Don't care about that at all. And I'm gonna send it on through. And one roll should be fine because it's not intricate. Let's put that over there. Move this out of my way. And let's see what we've got. Perfect. That's all I really need. Because then I'm going to cut the second die, which is here. And I think I'm going to cut that second die. Let's see what color cardstock we've got. Do I want a pink? I think I'm going to go with the purple again. So I've already got this one done. So let's take the second die, which is not as detailed as the top die, but obviously more detailed than the shadow die. And let's just cut a piece. Oh. Double-sided tape, sticky, sticky. Gosh, I think my tape is strong. Doesn't hold anything against those glue dots. Holy smokes. All right, so let's trim it out. And let's run it through. This time I'm absolutely positively going to need my precision base plate. No opportunity to do this die without it. You will get frustrated trying to cut, getting all the little bits and pieces out. Can you use your precision base plate with a Big Shot? Yes. A Big Cake? Yes. A Vagabond? Yes. Older Fabby Big Shot? Yes. An older Vintage Big Shot? Yes. A Big Shot Plus? Yes, sometimes. It depends upon how old your Big Shot Plus is. It will loosen over time and you will need to use a precision base plate. A fold away. Well, a fold away's got a slightly different pressure. So again, like the Big Shot Plus, you shouldn't need it, but it depends upon how often you use your machine. The older your machine is, the more use it gets, the looser your machine becomes. And so you'll need to start shimming things or using a precision base plate. That's true for every machine. Every machine over time is going to loosen up. Now, if you've had it for 2 years and you've only rolled it twice, well, then yours is still really good. But if you've had it for 2 years and you made 1,000 invitations for somebody over those 2 years, your machine might be a little loose and you might need to shim. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. All my little, that's the benefit of a precision base plate. Do you see all my little bits and pieces just falling out? I'm not sitting there poking and prodding. I'm not trying to cut them out. They just fall out. That makes crafting far more enjoyable. Now you said, well, why didn't you need that piece that goes all the way around the whole frame? Well, because I've got the whole frame here and nobody's going to see what's underneath. Nobody going to know any different that it's not there. So now I start to build my cupcakes. In fact, I'm going to even just snip this piece off. I'm just going to go snip and snip. And just lay that right on. Now I've got my third piece, which has the most detail. The most detail. And I'm going to do that out of a foil. Let's use this one. Now the paper from Hunky Dory is A4 in size. So it's not a true 8.5 by 11 because, well, Hunky Dory is an international company and A4 paper is more recognizable pretty much everywhere outside the United States. So we use 8.5 by 11 and do A2 size cards. They use A4 paper and do A6 size cards, which are a little different in size, or A5. So it's going to be a little different in size, but Sizzix also, because they are a global company, their paper also is now in A4. So I'm just going to lean that down, line it up, give it a little twist, and this is the die that has the most detail. And send it on through. And I'm definitely going to want to rotate and bring back, and I definitely have to have a precision base plate to make this work. Okay, so I'm gonna then just rotate and bring it on back. Just to make sure all those fine lines are cut. So this time in my background paper, I didn't use a cardstock. I used one that we made with our Jane Davenport watercolor inks. Now that, I don't know if you want to keep that for something. But this is the most detailed layer. And again, I push the envelope a little bit on how fine the lines are. There's one little line in here that comes out in between the plate. That's how fine it is. But then the rest of them, make my heart happy. And they are limited. I know lots of you would really like me to do my patriotic collection again, and I am so sorry. I just can't. We can't go backwards. We can only go forwards. And you're like, but why? Well, let's see, I'm saving that because it's a good frame. Because I have a collection that comes out every single month. So I can't take money from a new collection to apply it to an older collection. So we only have so much to spend each month on my products, and because there's a new collection every single month, I can't go backwards. So the order quantity, it's called an MOQ, minimum ordering quantity, is too high. If I could order 50, I would, but I can't. So now I've got my base die, my shadow, and I cut away the frame. I've got the first layer that adds, starting to add my detail. Then I've got my top layer. That's really going to add the detail to it. Oh, they're so cute. But I still have my background die. And I think I'm going to do this maybe out of a soft pink, maybe. How about this pink? Maybe a green? Green would sure be bright. Well, let's try it out of a soft pink, and if we don't like it, we'll do it again. So this is the background die that can be used all by itself. You don't have to use any of the cupcake dies at all to use this one. Again, very intricate. See all those little pieces that have to fall out? They look like little sprinkles, and you could use them for little sprinkles. Okay, so let's cut this one out. And then we can start playing with the layers. Do a rotate. Bring it back. Oh, those fall out easy peasy. It's these that make the starburst. I'm just taking my nail and going over, and you can see they're all falling out. Again, the benefit of a precision base plate. Yeah, Mr. SMS saw this die too, and I, not exactly sure what that meant. Okay, oh yeah, see, look at, can you see? I don't know if you can see him. All the little tiny specks. His floor, oh well. God loves a trier, and I do try to hit the trash can, I do. All right, so what do we have? We have the background die. We have the shadow die. We have the first layering die. And then we have the top detail die. Now, I didn't put the candles on or any of the little extra accoutrements to finish it out, but it's stinking cute. And again, you don't have to use that background die if you don't want to. You can absolutely just put it onto a piece of cardstock. Just for fun. Oh, that's really bright. Okay, I'm sorry. Kind of glad we didn't go with the green. Wow. Super bright. Or I could have cut this out of the foil paper. It really depends upon what you want to do. Could have cut it out of the foil paper. Totally up to you. Oh, that's super cute on the foil. The mirror paper, that's really darling on the mirror paper. Oh, I like that too. What if we did this and this and that and then, oh, I like it. Okay, so we're gonna do that. All right, so let's put them together. Let's start. So I'm going to start with my most intricate, pull over my sticky dots. Make sure that you know which side your sticky dots are on. No, I'm sorry, I can't have them manufactured in a color. Rub it. Anywhere you see the dye through it, the sticky dots are going to stay. Anywhere there's big open spaces, the sticky dots are going to remain behind so you can use them again later. Sticky dots give you time to reposition, but when they become permanent, they become permanent. So let's put this on my purple. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to go corner to corner. And then kind of line it on up. And because I've got time to reposition, I can get it exactly where I need it to go. Okay, that looks good. Okay, one down. Now we'll do this one. Pull it up because it's 2 layers now. It's a little easier to work with. Line it right up on the paper that we made with our Jane Davenport watercolor inks. Okay, that looks good. Then bring our sticky dots back over. Get some sticky dots on the back. Bring over my background. Now it's even thicker and more solid, so it's even easier to get up. Line it up on my background piece. Looking good so far. Now let's put it on the back of this one. For this one, I don't need to use my sticky dots. I can just use some Stacy tape. And I haven't added the cherry on top or anything yet. No, you should see what the girls did with the background. Man, they're clever. You would do a better job of taping down than I am. I'm just getting some tape on here so we can get it in place. And you could use your sticky dots if you wanted. One. 2, 3, and then the big one across the top. 4. Okay, so now let's line it up. That looks pretty good. Trim off any excess. Zoop. Sound effects required. Zoop. Oh, there are the fire engines. That way you know it's definitely an SMS YouTube. Look how cute is that? And then if I really wanted to, well, why not? We've come this far, right? We've got one more to do. Oh, that's too pink. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, let's just trim it out. So this time we made some of our background paper using the watercolors from Jane Davenport. I made the background paper for my cupcakes so that they're kind of random in color. You've got, they all blend, they all look good, but they're not exactly the same. Again, I just need some Stacy tape. I don't need to use my sticky dots. You would do a much better job than I am taping it down. I'm not worrying if my tape is too long because this is double-sided tape. I can just fold it right back upon itself. Oh, that one was really long. I can tear it. I don't have to cut it. And it's as strong can be. And then let's line it up. And trim it down. Oh, those make my heart happy. And again, I didn't even finish by putting the candles and the bling. I mean, it's just yay. All right, so we've done this one. And we've done that one. The last one we're gonna do, I'm going to use the pieces of paper, one of these sheets of paper that we have inked. Let's see, which one do we like? Lots of options. Let's find the die. So I'm going to work on the cup or the cake now, the wonky cake. So you've got, again, a background die, a shadow die, and then 2 detail dies, decor dies that are going to make your cake. Now the girls did these as wonky cakes. They did them as very elegant looking cakes. And then we gave you a ton of things in the extra space. So you've got happy birthday, you've got yippee, it's your day, late but with love. That's me. Late but with love, hooray. Let's take these off and we're gonna play with these for a few minutes. And this time we're gonna use one of the papers that we made. One, two, three, and 4. And then all the extra stuff, that's for you to play with. Okay, let's see. I need that shadow. I need to start with this die and see which one's wide enough. So I don't necessarily need the whole frame around it. I just need the cake. And which one do I like the cake out of the most? That's pretty. Can you see the dilemma here in having too many samples? I think we're going to do this one. So I'm going to cut this first. Remember, we used alcohol to make it work, to give you that kind of look to it where the colors stayed separate, but they blended. When you use just water, the colors tend to blend more together. See, there's just water. How do I know that? Because it didn't saturate all the way through the back. Let's see, do I have another one that's just water? Here, this one is just water. And there's nothing wrong with this look. If you use the alcohol, the colors tend to stay in their lane, so to speak. Oh, I don't know, that one's awful pretty too. But make beautiful, beautiful, beautiful backgrounds. Did I say we were doing this one? Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, let's bring it over and cut it. Ooh, I took that one straight on. I can feel it. Oh, there's the ka-thump. So I didn't put this one at an angle before I put it in. I'm going to rotate it so I don't get quite that ka-thump. I could feel it the minute I started. And let's send it on through. And this one, oh, I probably didn't need to use my precision base plate with this one either because it's an open frame die. Still a little wet. You're going, I don't know, Stacy. I know, we're gonna try. What's the worst that can happen? It was a piece of white paper. And so I've got that one done. Now I need the second layer, which is here. And I got light pink here, so should we try it out of the light pink and see what happens? This one to the side. Send it on through. Definitely rotate. This is a more intricate die. Tilt on back just a little bit. Definitely rotate. Oh, it's got the sticky dot. Come on. Well, we'll just rotate it that way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Easy enough, right? Let's see. There we go. Everything should just fall right on out. And now I'm building layers. Now I'm starting to build my layers. Let's do that very top piece. Out of one of the foils, what do I have handy? I've got this one handy. This one's cut in two. Yep, I got this one handy. So it's a mirror paper. Mirror paper from Hunky Dory. I'll do it this way. We've got Adorable Scorable, and I think this might be the only pack of mirror paper this go round. Some of them we have less than 20 of, some of them we have more. And we generally don't get it back in. When it's gone, it's gone. I've got a great pack of blacks for guys. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Send it on through. Oh, it feels tight. How about I square up my plates? Better. And we'll flip it into a rotate. It works. And let's see what we've got. So the detail die is more about what falls out. So again, I could use this and just use those two. I could just use these two and back it like that. I could, oh, I didn't mean to tear that. I could use those two. And back it like that. I could use these three and back it. You have so many different ways of layering, and we haven't even cut. We haven't even cut the main background yet. And I think for the main background, I'm going to stick with that pink. Are you think it'll be too much pink. The light purple? The hot pink? See, too many choices. Well, I think that pops against the hot pink. I think that's what we're going to use as the hot pink. So let's grab, oh, I have a medium pink too. Oh no, let's just go hot pink. We're going to do it. Let's be bold. Okay. So, cut it, right? Let's be bold. What is it? Be a flamingo in a world full of pigeons? Or sometimes you're the flamingo and sometimes you're the pigeon? Okay, let's cut this. This is a bunch of balloons. Let's rotate and cut. And flip and send it back. And then, ooh. There are tons of little circles in here too, but confetti maker, absolutely. Look at that. Okay. So now I've got my background die. I've got my shadow die. I've got my first decor or detail die. I've got my second or my last detail die. Oh, so cute. And then I've got my final paper. Oh yeah, that works for me. Okay, let's layer it. So let's grab my most detailed die. Let's get some sticky dots on it. Again, anywhere you can see open space, those sticky dots, if they haven't been used, they're going to stay right there so you can use them later. Put that one right on top of my pink. Just kind of line it on up in place. And give a press down. Oh, one little piece didn't pop out. Let's pop you out. There we go. And then Let's sticky dot this one. My top moved just a little bit, can you see? So all I have to do is unsticky dot and fix it. There we go, fixed. And let's line that up against my shadow. And that's looking pretty cute. And then sticky dot this one. And this is even more rigid now that it's being built up in thickness. It's much easier to work with. Line this up on my balloons. Then up to you if you want to sticky dot your balloons or if you just want to put some Stacey tape down. Really is kind of up to you what you want to do. That one, and I moved that one, so slide it on over. Trim it on out. He's so cute. And then, too much pink? Yeah, too much pink. Okay, that is a happy birthday card. But like I said, I did these fun and bright and bold. You can take this and make it as elegant as you want it. The girls did. The samples are beautiful. So do we want it on that? Or, oh no, I think it's, oh yeah, this is almost the right size, but not exact. Do I have one that's a little, no, that's narrow. Yay! Okay, I like it on that background. And all it is paper. And if I don't like that side, I can turn it around. If I want more blue, I've got more blue on this side. All done with the really inexpensive Jane Davenport watercolors. And it's up to you if you want to use the alcohol or if you want to stick more with the water. You have options. Neither is right, neither is wrong. They both give you different looks. But I think I like that. See, and then I would now that, oh, okay, stop, right? Just stop. Because now I'm thinking, gosh, now I might like that matted on there. Oh yeah, I do. See, now I'm like, huh, now I like it matted there too. All right, well, I'm gonna trim this out really quickly and then we're gonna go over what we did. So it's all about having options. And if you're crafting on a budget, which I don't know who isn't crafting on a budget these days. I mean, even as a store owner, I have to think, gosh, do I really want that for the store? Do I really, really want it? Everybody's on a budget. This is a great YouTube for you because we are cleaning out the refrigerator. We are going through and finishing up on whatever we have left from Jane Davenport. I didn't even show you because I'll show you in the when I show you what's for sale, because some of the product we have so little of. Jane Davenport is, we have some of it for the store, but most of it's online. All the hunky-dory has got to be online. So if you're a local peep and you want any of that hunky-dory paper, order it online. Just do an in-store pickup. So this one, on this one, it's not the greatest matting, but I wasn't planning on matting or using these backgrounds as a mat, but it sure does look cute. Let me just trim that just a little bit off the top. Just a little shoop. It's tight, but it'll do. Just trim this one just a little bit. And let's mat that one down and then we're done. You saw how to die cut. You saw how the layering happens with our simply defined Kaleidoscope dies. I do them 4 times a year. They're always in sets of 3. $29.99 gets you all 4 dies in the set. So 3 different sets. Each set has 4 dies each, and we don't sell them open stock. So you're not going to have to buy die number 1, die number 2, and die number 3. You get them all for $29.99. What do we think? It's cute, right? It's happy. It's bold. It says, look at me. Hello, I am a card. Because we also did, hello, look at me. I am a birthday card. And of course you could change the colors up and do these more suited for guys. I just loved the colors of the watercolor inks from Jane Davenport and how pretty they were. And then when I got the hunky-dory paper, I'm like, oh my gosh, that Jane Davenport goes perfectly with this mirror cardstock, and then the the paper from Sizzix, the opulent. I'm like, holy smokes! It was like they were all meant. It was like they were all meant to go together. So that's what we did. We put them together. So these are the 3 that I did today. We started here. And remember, I just used the mirror paper and I used regular cardstock. I used black for the first shadow. I used that hot pink for the second, and then a piece of the mirror, hunky-dory mirror for the top of the happy birthday. But then here, I took one of those pieces of paper that we just futzed with, playing with the watercolors and alcohol, and used that to do my cupcakes. So you've got more pink over here, you've got more blue over here, more purple. So I just put that down with my brush. You saw me do it. And then built my card up. And then here we took one that was definitely more of an alcohol ink looking type of background. Definitely more alcohol ink type of background. And we made our beautiful little wonky cake, which then I could finish out with the candles or a crown, a tiara. All new from Simply Defined. Value priced and limited. So let me show you what's on sale. First off, you're going to need sticky dots. Sticky dots never go on sale. They're $10.99. You get 10 sheets. That's the best I can do. That it's just the way it is. I'm sorry. Then some of the Jane Davenport stuff. We have got her fine tip needle nose bottles. We still have some of these left. We still have some of her mini misters left. We've got watercolor brushes, the water pencil or water brushes left in a fine tip and a broad stroke. Man, if you had these, if I had enough of these, I would probably put a colored rubber band around them. So use this one for my blue, this one for my orange. The price is amazing. I know Ozzy Andrew also had them in his doorbuster deal. So great price on these. Didn't even use these, but they've got to go. So they're priced to move. When they're gone, they're gone. We also have just a few left of Jane Davenport's soft pastels. I know it looks like makeup. It's not makeup. These are beautiful soft pastels. Lovely, kind of like a pan pastel. Beautiful, and if you've never played with them, I think we've got them at a price that is, holy smokes, artichokes. I want to say maybe $4.99 for them or something. It's craziness, but you'll see them if you like them. Then, of course, we have all of her, well, the 8 colors that we have of the inks that I played with today. I want to say they're $1.49 each, and the set is $14.99. That's my best recollection. We only have so many complete sets left, and then it will just be open stock. So there's only so many complete sets left. If you need a great gift for somebody, man, this is a $70 item for $14.99. They don't need to know you paid $14.99 for it. Trust me, they'll be thrilled with it. Go in just a little bit. They will be absolutely thrilled with the gift. And if you place your order and do a pay now and you don't order anything else from any other category but the YouTube Yummy category, or you do a pay later and call us in with your payment, we're going to get your order out to you as quickly as possible. We are expediting those orders. I don't know. I'm trying to think of where we're at right now. Gosh, we've just been pushing orders out as fast as we can get them in. So anyway, we'll expedite it out for you. I'll try to put the date in the description of the YouTube Yummies category. I have to look and see where we're at right now. Then we have, and I do mean a few left. I know some of you have emailed and asked if we had any more of the Jane Davenport art journals left. This is an art journal. We have a few of them left. I did not use it for an art journal. Inside here is the most beautiful watercolor paper. Page after page after page after page of watercolor paper. I literally was tearing the paper out and using it as watercolor paper, not as an art journal. I did not use it today because we are so limited. Somebody is going to own this one that I'm showing you right now. I can't open it because somebody's going to end up buying it. So we've got that for you. I've got the Sizzix Mystical Cardstock. I used this all day long because it went so well. I mean, it's like meant to, it's bread and butter, right? I mean, this is the Hunky Dory Miri cardstock. It is the Iridescent Rainbow. Again, we have limited quantity. Plenty of this, oodles of this, limited of this, okay? Then I said we had a few other Hunky Dory papers, and we do. We've got the, I don't know what they're calling this, Gorgeous Grunge and Sweet Sweet Secrets. I'm going to tell you, if you buy one, you should buy the other. These two are meant to go together, and our quantity is very, very, very low. This is all the pattern paper. It's beautiful. And then this is kind of the coordinating cardstock to go with it. That's beautiful. These are gorgeous together, but we have very few available. I have the Guy stack. Oh my gosh, the blacks on here are crazy good. There's one in here that looks like leather. They've got texture, ones that look like texture. Love this stack, and it really is a great stack for doing Guy cards. Again, limited. I'm trying to see what else. Oh, wait. Is it open? There is a gorgeous piece in here. I'm loving it. It looks like suede. That made my heart so happy. And there's another piece in here. Oh, see, I love this. All right, so again, limited on the black. And this one is called Midnight Glamour. Okay, and then the last one we have is called Vintage Newsprint. And I think this is the one we have the least quantity of. So if you like Adorable Scorable, if you like Hunky Dory, if you like what they do, grab them while you can. We will not be bringing them back in. Then we have my dies. So I started with the Happy Birthday. You get all 4 dies. All 4 dies. $29.99 for all 4, not $22.99 and $22.99 and $22.99 and $22.99, not even $15.99 and $15.99 and $15.99, which would be an amazing price. You get them all. $29.99. When they are gone, they are gone. So you've got the background, you've got the shadow, you've got the first decor die, and then the most intricate. Look at that. And then all the little pieces to go with it. And a couple different ways to use it. And then we use the Happy Birthday background die with the 2 other dies to show you that you can use that background die with anything. Then the next one I did was the cupcake. So again, you're going to get all 4 dies, all the extra little things I could fit in, and you can see how I fit them in. If there's room, I'm putting a die there. Here we have the background die that you can use with anything. The shadow, your first decor die, your first layering die, and then your second with the most detail, plus all the little bits and pieces. So you can put candles on with the wicks, and these little guys go on top of here. These little guys to make them go pop and burst. And then we've got put together just out of cardstock. Different ways you can do it, whether you want to use the background die or not. And then we've used that background die with the other 2. And then the last one I did was the birthday cake, or the wonky cake. All 4 dies, $29.99, everything you get in the package. See, I put little tiaras. They're so cute. The crowns. I love the crowns. And I love late but with love, because that's me. So here we've got the background die, the shadow, the decor, the most detailed. We've got all the little things that come with it. So all your candles come in one, so you just stick them right on top. You're not doing individual candles. All the words, everything you need. So with the background, without the background. And then the background on the other two dies, because that background can be used on just about anything. Okay, are you ready for samples? So I did these 3 today. Yay for me. Right? Let's start with Belinda. So Belinda. And Belinda, and she put that happy birthday right on top of the cake. And Belinda. This one's so pretty. It's so pretty. So there we have Belinda. Then let's do Claire. Look at how cute. She just cut the cupcake out. She cut one of the cupcakes out and the little cherry comes with it. Isn't that darling? Oh, so cute. This is Claire. Go back in. There we go. I'm supposed to open this one. So this is Claire and her cake. See, it can be a very sophisticated cake. Really sophisticated. And here they used the background and put all the little candle tops. So we've got all the little flames. You get the flames, and here are the little bursts. And the happy birthday, you get the happy birthday, and you get the little banner. Using that background, isn't that so clever? And here you've got happy birthday. And here we've got happy birthday with some of the balloons that come with it. And that mirror paper. And here you've got a happy birthday. Look at how cute is that? Seeing the little crown. Oh, I love it. These are Claire. And here's her cupcakes. See, and you get the little banner with the happy birthday. You can stick that on the cake, the cupcakes. Oh my gosh, so cute. Then we have Doris. And here, Doris just took a portion of that background happy birthday. Look at how cute is that? How clever is that? Just using just a piece of it. Hooray, yippee. The little candles on top. And she used the happy birthday background. I'm supposed to open this one. She used the happy birthday background with the cupcakes. You've got the mirror paper. Oh, so cute. And here, again, they used the background. They used the background die. Looks like she watercolored a little bit. Aww. It's your day. And the little heart comes with the cupcakes. It's so sweet. Look at how cute is that? And yes, the cherries come with the cupcake. She used, again, the happy birthday die to go with the cupcake. So this is the background die that comes with the cupcake. And she used the to you from Happy Birthday to you. And it's time to shine. Look at, isn't that darling? Love it. And then here, happy birthday, all done in your purples. And she made this into a bigger card. Look at how easy it is to take it into a bigger size. See, in here they did elegant. Look at the wonky cake. Look at how elegant it is. And I love the yellow, and I love the buffalo check in the back. So pretty. And the inside's equally as pretty. Here we have a little more Guy inspired. So you've got the happy birthday with the balloons. The balloons come with the cake. Hooray, it's your day. So pretty. Oh, and look at this one. She too cut just one of the cupcakes out, added the candle. It's time to shine. I love the single cupcake. And then this one's her fave because she doubled up the background. She was able to make a slimline die by doubling up the happy birthday. So she doubled it up. Can't tell where she spliced it in so that you have the length. And then she did the cake. She threw everything at this. She got the happy birthday banner. She just did it all. She made the slim line. She's got double background going. Oh, cute. That is Doris. And then Elena. So cute. Love the bold colors. It's just done with cardstock. Love that she just did the background and then threw a decoupage piece on top of it. Elena is so creative with the backgrounds. Here, it's the background, but she rotated it. This is the background that goes with the cupcake. She rotated it, and then she found a word that just fit perfect out of some paper. Look at how cute. She just rotated the background. Here, she did the balloons background with a decoupage on top. So you've got the balloons that are on top of, well, balloons. Her color choices are always so pretty. Look at this. Holy smokes, artichokes. That one's fabulous. Love it. You've got kind of more Guy. Doesn't all have to be, oh, and the next one's Guy too. Well, it could be guy or girl. See the background. Who would think that this background and this background are the same die? They're the same die. It's all how you look at things. And then she's got a happy 50th anniversary. Talk about sophisticated. Look at that. Okay, and then I do have two layouts. Let's do Elena's first. So we've got the cake, and we've got the happy birthday, and we've got the cupcakes, and she ditched the whole frame. The frames are completely gone. She cut them all out and didn't do the frames at all. And you've got Mom down here baking. Look at how cute is this? This is Elena's. Maybe she's not baking, it's Mom's birthday. And then the second layout I have is from Claire. So you've got backgrounds, you've got the cake, you've got the happy birthday. Simple, easy, done. All right, you guys. Oh, hi. Well, we started with very inky things. We did, and we made beautiful, beautiful backgrounds using that Jane Davenport watercolor ink, only I showed you how to use it with alcohol, with your hand sanitizer as well, to see the difference of what can be done. And you can just let them run. I mean, they're just beautiful. Do you like this side or do you like this side? You have options when you use the alcohol as opposed to water. They're easy to use. You can paint with them. You can make backgrounds out of them, just tons. So we started with that, and then we moved on to die cutting, and we played with the mirror paper from the Miri paper from Hunky Dory, and the Simply Defined Kaleidoscope dies that are exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. So most of the product here you're gonna probably have to find here. You might find some of the Hunky Dory paper at your local independent retailer, and you might find the Jane Davenport product also at a local independent retailer. We are cleaning out the refrigerator. So we're getting rid of all of that product, and the happy dessert at the end is the Simply Defined dies and the Hunky Dory product. So take advantage of whatever makes your heart happy while we have it, because absolutely everything in this YouTube class is limited. And if you want to have your order expedited, remember, you can only order from items in the YouTube Yummy category. Don't add anything else. If you want to order other stuff later, go ahead. Pay at the time of checkout or call us with your payment before the end of day next Friday. And yeah, that's it. You have to pay on time, you got to order on time, and you can't order from any other category. And we are doing our best to get these things expedited out to you. Our downstairs staff is handling all of this, and because this product is here, we are able to offer it. If the product was not here, I could not do this. So, thank you for shopping Scrapbooking Made Simple. Thank you for spending your Saturday mornings with me. If you're new, we hope you come back. I hope you learned something. I hope you went, oh, I can do that. And yes, you can. It's only paper. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. Have a great one. Bye.